Hey guys, it's Jojo from Chaos Hammer, and I'm here doing a war recap of this current war. As you can see, we are hoping this will be Jojo's very first unicorn. We have how much? 33 more attacks to get the last 10 stars on these Town Hall 10s. It looks like 3 have not been hit yet, and 1 has already been hit. And other than that, all the Town Hall 9s have been cleared. And I believe we had 6. They had like 6 Town Hall 8s on the bottom, and we had 3. Um, they had 12 Town Hall 10s and really underdeveloped Town Hall 11s. And then we had these 5. So so yeah, I am going to be doing the honestly I have no idea what I'm going to be doing because I like to do fresh hit 3 stars, but if we go through the war events, it's just fresh hit after fresh hit 3 star after fresh hit 3 star. We had some Town Hall 9s going up and 3 starring their Town Hall 10s, and it's just been real easy. Um, they say that they're from Canada, but I'm pretty sure that's not true. But but anyways, so yeah, I will be doing this tomorrow. So I'm on Discord with Deest, that like he's in my ear, and he says that he would like all of you to know that this is the very worst bunch of bases that he's ever seen. So obviously that's a lie because we know where he was before he was with Chaos Hammer. So as promised, I came to do the war recap, and we were victorious, and we did have our very first unicorn. so so yeah, they were not the best bases, as Deest had said earlier, but we have to do the best we can with what we get. So so yeah, they did not try. It's pretty sad. Yeah, anyways, we did 3 star every single one of their bases. We do have a bunch of 6 star MVPs, and we have a bunch of 6 star MVPs that have fresh hits, so that's super cool. So we have the fresh hit 6 star MVPs, which are Casey Masterpiece, Deest, Filthy Mitts, Fair the Jagan, Deest 2, and GoWipeYourself. And then we have the rest of the 6 star MVPs. So they had 2, maybe 1 or 2 of their attacks were cleanup attacks. Mahmoud, Rasoul, Han Solo, Causby, Chaos, Glen, Cruisinfusion, Surprise Pickle, and Craig. So good job, you guys. So the attacks that I chose that I thought were pretty cool, we did have a whole bunch of Govaho attacks, or just like mass hogs. The bases were not the best. I've said that before. But yeah, we still were able to get some really nice ones. At least I thought they were nice. So this one here, done by Filthy Mitts. It's a fresh hit Govalo. I think this was the only Govalo in the entire war. So what he does is he comes with his earthquake over by 3 o'clock, the 4 earthquakes, just to open up the base. Then he's gonna drop 2 golems um, to distract the defenses, and then drops his wizards behind to create the funnel, and then will drop his wall breakers in right at the corner just to open up the wall so that the troops are able to head in. He drops his king first, then his king, and then his all his Valks go in, and then I believe he is going to then drop a rage. right about somewhere. Thankfully, this dragon did target his queen next, and so the queen does knock out the dragon, and then he just basically rages his Valks as they go into the core, and they will rip through that, knock out the enemy king, knock out all those air defenses, and the loons have already started coming in. So he has targeted loons. It looks like two loons per defense around the outer perimeter. Those defenses are still hitting the troops that are inside the core, and so basically these balloons walk in, like stroll in untouched. So there you see he just has one more Tesla there. He has like 10 balloons. He literally just let out one of his balloons for cleanup. He still has a couple wizards that he's dropped on the other side of the base. And so that base has been knocked out. So really good job, Filthy Mitts. The next attack that I had thought was cool was this one here, done by Deest. And it is like, this is a fresh hit attack because he actually got 2 fresh hits. And this one, he's a town hall. He is a town hall 9, and he did knock out this town hall 10 with a Gova Ho. Does he have a golem in his CC? No, it's just a Queen Walk Vaho. I had listened to his plan, and I was with him while he was doing this attack, and he had wanted his queen to go south and actually end up basically on the other compartment, and then have his kill squad go in, and then knock out the king and queen on that side. But his queen decides to go north, and thankfully Deest is quick on his feet and was able to start his attack in a different, just to work with what his queen decided to do. So we will no longer say that Deest is our queen walk specialist, because he should have known this. I'm just kidding. So he drops his minions just to start creating that funnel for his queen. So his queen and his Valks and kill squad will head in from this top base. From there, he dropped one. I guess that could be called a test Valk. But then because his queen then knocks out that one wizard tower, his Valks and king and queen will actually start heading in through the top compartment, and then thankfully then now he drops his rage, so that all of those things the Valks just rip through those walls, enter into the core. He drops another rage, and they just knock out those infernos like butter. His queen does die. The healers are trying to heal the Valks, or actually they're healing the king at that time, but the last air defense knocks them out, and now he's dropped in his hogs just to knock out those last defenses. And there you see it. He still has a whole pile of Valks on the bottom. He has 4 or 5 hogs cleaning up inside, and then those minions that have just literally gone around half the base to knock out the last bit of trash building. So good job, Deest. So then the next attack that I thought was cool was this one here, done on number 3, done by King Leonidas. And this is also a fresh hit. He is a Town Hall 10, yep, and hitting this Town Hall 10. So there he will do, I think it's just like mass Valk. So he just came in from the bottom with his golems to tank. Then he dropped, I think it was like 19 Valks or maybe 15 Valks. He drops the rage so that they enter then a heal while they're there in the core. Just keeps them alive to knock out all of those defenses. I've noticed a bunch of people have been using, that looked like 3 heals, so the entire core was completely safe. I've seen a bunch of people using the rage on the Valks, and that just seems to work like really, really well. But in this case, he was able to have his Valks knock out the first Inferno Tower, and then when they are safe throughout the core, and then on the back end Inferno Tower, they were raged and were able to knock that out quickly as well. So there he's just popped his king's ability. That just helps the king stay out in front while the queen is able to knock out the defenses behind. There's just a few more defenses on the other side, but his queen still has her ability. There's a golem that's, half alive still. His king still has half life as well. He has a whole bunch of barbs. Um, so you can see that that archer tower is targeting the king, while the queen will actually just step right in and knock that out. From there, the same thing happens with the Tesla, where the defenses are targeting the king while the queen is riding very safe and just knocking them out from a distance. So good job, King Leonidas. I had also thought this attack on number 2 was pretty cool. It was, oops, actually the fresh hit attack. It's 19 hours. There, oops, there. This one is the fresh hit, and so what he does is he has a queen walk go bajo, and I guess this is similar to like the Taylor base. So what he does is that he has his queen, taking care of basically one of these compartments. The queen is gonna knock out the enemy queen as well, and then did he use a couple? I think he used a couple quakes just to soften up those two inferno towers that are here up top. And then so then when he lets in his valks from the top, they will they will knock out the infernos pretty quickly. So he just has to where he's gonna drop his, whoa, that was pretty low. He dropped his rage on the queen and the healers to help her survive through that. He drops a whole bunch of of giants, uses wall breakers to open up the that part of the base. And there goes all his valks. They're gonna head right into that compartment. He's dropped his jump there so that they can head right in to those inferno towers right above the town hall. He does rage and then freezes the infernos. So um, the valks were completely safe from that part of the attack. He now uses the hogs on the lower end to knock out the defenses in that compartment. The Valks are, making their way across the base, knocking out what needs to be knocked out. The healers are now on the king and the Valk, the whole group, since the queen has died. Nope, the queen. Oh, I lie. The healers are healing the queen at this time. So there you'll see that the queen is actually doing some good work distracting while the king and the valks are going around the base just cleaning up. um, they just have this one last compartment to knock through. He uses his king's ability to be able to go right in. The giants are on the other side. So I mean his troops split in such a nice way that he was able to knock out this base really well, especially being a fresh hit. You did see that Mahmoud, I think his name is, did do it at a faster time, but but that was just a practice hit, I guess, because Rasoul had done it on the first hit. It looks like for the bases that you have like 4 different compartments, you have to think of each compartment and how you're going to knock them out versus just hoping, just throwing in your troops into the base and then they get stuck right there in the core and then there's nowhere else for them to go. So so I had, oh, the next attack that I had liked. And honestly, this attack, even if this was a special attack, even if it was not because of this attack, this was the very last base that needed to be cleaned up um, for us to get this unicorn. So we had 119 stars, and you know, a few of us, including myself, tried to knock out this base. It's actually base number 5, and we were unsuccessful. So this base, I believe, was hit 6 times before it was 3-starred. But even if this had not been the very last base to be hit, the attack was just so cool that I would have picked it anyways. So this was a cleanup attack done by Glen, and so here it is. It is so what he does is he lets out his king and queen to knock out that enemy queen, and then so that's his way of taking care of the queen, and then he drops his three lava hounds, um, and they go towards the air defenses, and then just drops his loons so that they're heading through the base, um, and then drops a rage right over the inferno towers. Thankfully, those inferno towers were like right next to each other, so there was no big travel time to knock those out. He just has pups everywhere. He has one more lava hound still alive, and then he drops the last, you know, back end balloon. Just actually, it was like 3 back end balloons just to knock out that air defense very quickly. So you can see he has pups, I mean, everywhere on this base. He has balloons still. He actually has one more lava hound that, does it pop? I doubt that it'll pop because there's just a couple archers, and there's just a couple archers and Tesla left to take care of before the base is completely finished. So actually, actually it did pop, so that worked out well. So there you see it. There's just pops everywhere. He has loons still doing cleanup. So really good job, Glen. So oh, actually, I know that Causby's gonna say that he preferred his attack on a better base, but I just thought that it was cool that we did come up against a Town Hall 11, and Causby did knock it out with the best time, and it does have an Eagle artillery, and he did tell me that that was the first time that he knocked out an Eagle artillery, so I thought that it would show this attack. I will show it on double speed though, because what it is basically um, he's using his queen to create the funnel on the lower right side. He uses his king and a giant to create the funnel on the upper left side, and then we'll just let out, it was like mass valks with the healers, so it does keep the healers nice and safe. A bunch of his healers did walk, but he has enough in the core raged, just knock out, they just went around the ring, but they knocked out that entire core in like no time flat. So there, the Valks did continue going around the base. They're knocking out everything that they come across. He did forget his last 2 heals. So in essence, he had like a swag, haste and a swag, earthquake. So, but really good job, Causby. So that's it, guys. I hope that you liked the attacks that I chose for this war.